Here's 10 reasons why if you're not shooting competitions, you're dead wrong. Hey, I'm Caleb Lee. If you don't know me yet, I am the #1 best-selling author of Concealed Carry 101. I'm also the founder of Patriot Training Center, where we teach live gun training courses, pistols, rifles, and shotguns to civilians like you, so you can learn how to defend yourself and the people that you love. So what do I mean when I'm talking about competition shooting? Basically, this is any type of competition that involves shooting. So you have pistol competitions like USPSA and IDPA. And then you also have now, there's a whole bunch of different challenges like fitness challenges, like the tactical games, or there's running gun competitions with a rifle and a pistol, or even 3 guns, rifle, shotgun, and pistol. But basically any type of competition shooting would be great. And here are the 10 reasons why. First reason, I think, is because it's absolute fun. I remember the very first IDPA competition that I shot, and I was going back and I was reloading in between stages, and I realized I had a smile on my face and I couldn't get the smile off my face. So no matter what, you're gonna have a great time. Everybody there's gonna be nice, and you're gonna have the most fun that you can have with a gun in your hand. Second, you're gonna see the most high-level shooters out there, because all shooting competitions are based on speed and accuracy. So it's people that have literally dedicated their lives to being the best at being fast and accurate with a handgun or a rifle or whatever it is. So you're gonna get to see top-level shooters and see how you compare to them. So that brings me to number 3. Once you see some of these top-level shooters and you see your skills, you're gonna be like, huh, this is what I need to work on. I'm not very fast, so I need to get faster. Oh man, I'm pretty fast, but I'm kind of sloppy. I'm not that accurate. So you'll very quickly be able to figure out, okay, this is where I'm really good, and this is what I need some work on. And then that's gonna help inform your training on what you need to do to become a better defender. Fourth, if all you've ever done shooting is like plinking in the backyard, or if you have to go to an indoor gun range and they got the little lanes and you're standing in there and they don't even let you draw from a holster, you're gonna get to do stuff that you could never do at an indoor gun range. You're gonna draw from a holster, you're gonna be running around shooting stuff, there's gonna be multiple targets. Most of these courses are a minimum of like 30 rounds in a pistol stage like that. So you're gonna get to do a ton of things that you never get to do at just a shooting range. Fifth, speaking of multiple targets and moving around, you're gonna get to shoot and move. This is a skill that, again, you're not gonna get to do it at an indoor gun range. Only certain training classes you're gonna get to actually practice that skill. So shooting and moving is a pretty important skill if you're gonna be a skilled defender. If you look at actual gunfight videos, when bullets start flying, people's feet start moving because nobody likes to get shot at and you start moving. So shooting and moving is a really very competition-centric skill. That's pretty much the only place you'll get a chance to practice that. Number 6, you get a chance to shoot a stage or a course of fire that somebody else set up and you didn't get to plan for it, right? So just think about it. Even if you don't have to shoot in an indoor gun range, you can set up targets however you like. You're the one setting up those drills. You're the one that designed the stage. So really you kind of, you have an advantage, right? So you don't get to surprise yourself. But if you go to a shooting competition, you know, somebody else set up that stage and then they say, go shoot it. So it may be something you're completely unprepared for or something you've never seen before. It's just another great way to have a new novel stimulus that you don't get access to in your normal practice or training environment, or however else it is that you're doing with your gun training. 7th, you can actually test out your specific defensive gear setup. So if you have an everyday carry setup where you're concealed carrying, you can go to a competition and you don't have to have a competition belt rig or anything like that. You can use your actual everyday carry gear. Or if you have like a chest rig and your rifle and something you bought for, you know what hits the fan, then you can actually take that out and do one of these running gun competitions or something like that. But you get to test the actual gear that you're going to rely on to defend yourself in a very realistic scenario with all the other benefits that we just mentioned. Number 8, you get to perform and see how you perform under real pressure and stress. Peer pressure is one of the biggest, people's fear of, like, you know, speaking in front of an audience is one of the biggest fears out there. It's the same thing, but imagine you have a gun in your hand. So all of your peers are going to be watching you. You go up and you shoot the stage and everybody else is going to be looking at you. So there's a real stress and pressure that a lot of people can't deal with, but it's a good way to put some pressure on yourself. So you still have to perform with a gun in your hand, and that can translate over to actual real life self-defense scenarios. In fact, there's people that were military operators and they said they were more nervous like doing their first competition shooting stage than they were like when they went out and actually had to get into a fight with people in a real life situation. Number 9, it will give you motivation to train more. So the best way to get better at anything is to practice it, right? So that involves live fire, going to the range and shooting, but also dry fire at home so you can practice and get better. But you need motivation to train, and a lot of people have a hard time staying motivated. But if you know you have a competition coming up, then you're like, hey, I don't want to perform bad at this competition, so I need to get that training in, and it gives you this extra layer of motivation to train with your gun. All right, number 10 of the top reasons I think for competition shooting is it's basically going to force you to develop automaticity. So what does that mean? That means you're going to develop a subconscious level of gun manipulations and gun skill, so that with a competition environment, you can't be thinking, how do I press the trigger, or how am I gripping the gun, or how do I reload this thing? You're not going to be able to do well in a competition setting if you have to think through those processes. So by that process, you're going to make all that stuff more subconscious and more automatic, so you can actually think about the competition that you're doing. Oh, I got to go shoot this target, then this target, then this target, or whatever else it is that you're supposed to be doing in that competition. So it's a great way to build those subconscious skills that you're going to need, because if you ever have to use your gun to defend yourself, again, you can't be thinking about how to use the gun. You just have to be looking at the situation, taking in all the data, and like figure out, what do I need to do right now that's going to be the best choice in that scenario. So to wrap all this up, I think there's a ton of benefits to competition shooting. So how do you get started? Just go on Google or whatever search engine, look for USPSA or IDPA if you want to find pistol competitions, or you could look for 2-gun or 3-gun competitions if you want to do something with rifle, or you could look for Practice Score is one of the software things that they use in competition shooting. So there's a website that lists most of the competitions that are happening in your area. So those are 3 easy ways that you can go find a competition that's closest to you. But anyways, get out there, try a competition. I think it's a great way for you to increase your skills. And again, it will give you the motivation to train and make yourself better. And again, like I said, one of the best ways to make yourself better is with dry fire practice. You don't have to go to the range. You don't have to waste time and ammo going to the range. You can build most of the skills that you need to not just excel at competition, but also to defend yourself and those that you care about through dry fire. That's why we have a free dry fire program. It only takes about 10 minutes a day, and it's a full 30-day program. It includes video and written instructions. Just go down in the description and the link below, click that link, and I'll take you to the site where you can sign up for it.